Are you ready to create something amazing? Welcome to Sneller Creative Promotions, custom promotional packaging and unique marketing materials, making your business memorable. This is Sneller Creative Promotions, the podcast.
Welcome to the show. We're sitting here with Jeff Snell of Sneller Creative Promotions. So, Jeff, how long have you been doing marketing and promotions?
My whole life. Ever since I could walk and talk, I've been selling stuff and marketing things to people.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you used to in the playground, you used to go around and
it's not far from the truth. So,
really?
Yeah.
You're selling juicy fruit for 10 cents a stick?
Sort of like that.
Making a profit. You'd buy the 25-cent pack and you'd sell each stick for 15 cents.
Dude, you've heard the stories before. So I started selling my folks garden vegetables in my wagon, walking around the neighborhood.
Nice.
Got a taste for the door-to-door sales and the thrill of watching dollars exchange hands, and then eventually it turned into selling Pop Rocks at school, and then bubble gum, and literally anything you can buy and resell. If I can make a penny on it, I enjoy doing it. So that has morphed from childhood enterprises into a million small businesses that currently is known as Sneller Creative Promotions, putting logos on things.
That's the sign of someone who has it in their blood. So when it comes to marketing and promotions, there's a lot of different avenues for it. I mean, obviously everybody always thinks about, TV and radio commercials, billboards, things like that. But then there's stuff like you do the logos on everything, like you said, right? No matter what it is. And everybody needs that type of stuff.
Absolutely. So it doesn't matter if it's a box, a binder, a folder, custom logoed headphones or t-shirts or hats. I literally put a logo on anything you can hold in your hand.
I mean, of course you have the pens and the shirts, but there's some other, I was going through the website and there's some pretty cool stuff that you've put together. I see a bourbon.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, everybody's product and company is sexy to them, but some of the ones that are name brands that everybody knows tend to lend themselves better towards my custom promotional packaging. So while I say I put a logo on everything, which is true, and I don't get emotionally attached to whether it's the hat or the pen, what we truly shine at is promotional packaging. What does that mean? It's fancy packaging that almost feels like a gift. So it's a bottle of bourbon from the manufacturer that wants to launch the new product. Maybe it's a new bottle or a new label, or it's a new blend or whatever the heck these bourbon people are trying to sell, but they want to make a big splash. They want to get their press kits or product launch kits. And who are those directed to? People like yourselves, people in media who hopefully will get excited about it, and then maybe they're blogging about it, they're doing a social media post about it. It's all trying to create a buzz or an excitement level. And so when it gets to that, when people want to accomplish those objectives, that's where I come in, and that's what we shine as, creating something with a real wow to it.
And it's a nice thing. It's a gift.
It's amazing. And you're still taking all the same tactics that you would of making like a TV commercial or a radio commercial or magazine ad, and you're bringing it to life in these memorable pieces that you can actually touch.
Yeah, that's very well said. And I guess the big differentiation for me is it's literally got to be something you hold in your hand. So if it's digital, that's not me. If it's something that Brendan is going to receive in the mail, or it's going to be a gift that's presented at a conference or a trade show, and something that lives forever. So typically the things that I produce, it may hold the bottle of bourbon, but the packaging oftentimes is more valuable and nicer than the item that goes inside of it, and it's always retained. Nobody throws my stuff away. What
got you into that area?
My entire career, I know we talked and kind of joked about me selling stuff door to door as a kid. I went to college to be a marketing guy, which I did. I worked my way through school as a co-op sponsor for a marketing company, and it was marketing large quantities of plain, boring stuff, file folders, ring binders, office supplies, stuff that everybody uses, but none of it is sexy or glamorous. But while I was doing that, and I loved it, it was fun selling 1 million file folders to Office Depot, I discovered we had this little division of ours, this custom products division, that would put logos on things. So they take the black ring binder and they put Anheuser-Busch on it, or they put Sneller Creative Promotions on it, they put Shanahan Creative on there. And all of a sudden, the order quantities were drastically reduced, but the final product was much more interesting to me. And being able to custom manufacture things was appealing to me. So it's not just a black binder out of plastic. Maybe it's out of leather and it's hand sewn and it's debossed, or it's got some weird decorations to it, or it's got a flap, or it does something. There's some interactivity to it. That's what really caught my interest. And so when I was exposed to that division, I took my first job out of college working for that division, and discovered the thrill and the enjoyment of individual custom projects that accomplish my customers' objectives. So it wasn't just trying to sell 1 million black biters. It was that Tom West needed something he wanted to gain awareness for his company. And maybe he only needed 1,000 of these things, but it needed to be super cool. And he had a little money to spend, and he wanted to create some buzz and some excitement. And that's what I was drawn to. And that's kind of how I've built my whole career. So I've hopped and skipped several steps along the way, but self-employment was always my goal and my dream. I've been lucky to do that through Sneller Creative. Again, creating custom, unique, one-off projects. They may never repeat again, but they're amazing for the recipients who receive them, as well as the companies that pay me to produce them.
You're taking the tchotchke to the next level. It ain't a tchotchke when it comes from Sneller. It's something nice.
I like the way you said that. Right. And the tchotchke typically comes packaged in something super cool. So I will sell just the tchotchkes, and if Tom needs pens with his logo on it, I'm more than happy to provide those. But what's even a better fit for me and what nobody else can do is putting that tchotchke in a really cool direct mail piece or a gift box. And again, we can, if there's money to spend, we can whack this thing out in ways that nobody else on the planet can do.
How do you come up with the ideas for what you do? Like, say, the Tom West foot lotion store. How do you create something amazing for him?
Great question. And every conversation, every project, every opportunity is different. And I never know. I was just talking to a customer yesterday. I said, well, what's the procedure like? How's the process work? Which is a fair question, but every opportunity is different. And I never know exactly how it's going to unfold until we get more into it. So it all starts with a conversation. Tom tells me about his foot lotion and his dream. Maybe he's already selling the foot lotion, or it's a dream of selling foot lotion. But either way, or what's Tom trying to accomplish? So certain things that help me solve Tom's problem. How many of these things do you need? How much money do you have to spend? How quickly do you need them? What is this something that's handed person to person? Is it a direct mail piece? And through dialogue, and that's really what I offer to my customers that they can't get online, is a human being to help them, help direct them, help guide them, all of which is done free of charge. You have whatever expertise I can bring to the table, my master's degree in marketing and my whole career, all of which is free of charge until you place an order with me. And so there's a lot of expertise that I can provide and a lot of direction that I can provide that may or may not go anywhere. And all that is just a part of the package.
You're hashing it out with your customer, and you think you have an idea at the beginning. It turns out to be something completely different, but better than what they came in. It's like, hey, see what we did together.
Absolutely. That's a great way to say it. And oftentimes, so things may change. They may think they want a T-shirt, and then it turns into a box, and then it may wind up actually being a briefcase that holds samples of the foot lotion. And we're joking about the foot lotion, but literally I do these sample kits, marketing kits, sales kits. I'm doing one right now for a company that markets vitamins to zoos. It's a manufacturer of vitamins. So the sea rays, the sea turtles, it doesn't matter what zoo animal needs some kind, and who would think about vitamins for animals? But these people have sales reps that need to go present to the zoos, and here's all the vitamins. And how can you do that in a way that's attractive, that's easy to carry, that's fully branded and whacked out with their logo? And so here's the challenge. So this guy came to me and he said he's got all these huge, and they're big pills. They're not like the vitamins that you and I would take. So right. Their sales reps have these big bottles of pills, and there's 14 of them. And so nobody's going to carry in all these big bottles. So how do you create a kit that's attractive and easy to use, et cetera? So I've got this metal briefcase that's got their logo on it. You open it up, inside die-cut foam with 14 little plastic containers.
Nice.
With their logo on it, and each little container holds a smaller quantity of their vitamins. Flip over the back of that plastic case. It's labeled with what kind of vitamin it is, so the sales rep can present the puffin vitamins, right, and the penguin vitamins. And then we further, not only do I create the briefcase and little plastic cases, I pay them. We've got fulfillment or assembly services where the people sit there and they sort out the puffin vitamins, et cetera, and then we drop ship it. So I can send that to all, and if it's 100 sales reps, one goes to Brennan, one goes to Tom, et cetera, et cetera.
That creative level of something that you wouldn't expect it to be.
You guarantee that's a talking point for the sales rep going into the zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Because they'll notice it and be like, yeah, this is our fancy case.
This isn't your father's briefcase.
Yeah.
Right. That's, in the business world, everybody wonders why some people still wear suits, right? Somebody walks in a suit you turn your head right away. Somebody walks in with a cool briefcase that looks like they've got top secret stuff in there. They're turning their heads like, wow, that's pretty cool. It's just that thing that catches the eye and commands the attention.
I love it. Couldn't say any better myself.
That's cool. It's really, really cool stuff. And speaking of cool stuff, I'm a huge basketball fan. And you said that you did the swag bags for the NBA All-Star game?
I did. Yeah. So my real sweet spot in my target audience is not only marketing people at any company of any size, but ad agencies and graphic designers. Those people are the ones that have the crazy ideas that everyone's afraid of. Nobody knows how to attack them. And that's why when you ask me what I do, sometimes it's hard for me to say exactly what I do. What I do is solve people's problems. And I can take these wild, artsy-fartsy, creative individuals that have amazing ideas, and I actually make them happen. And that all starts the conversation like this. So yeah, in this case, the end user was JBL headphones, kind of like the headphones we're wearing now. It was their 70-year anniversary, and they wanted to give out a gift of their really expensive headphones. So these are like $500 headphones to certain customers of theirs, in this case, NBA players, with the hope that not only would the players be glad to receive the gift, branded, of course,
right,
but they wanted them to do social media posts. So tweet it, Instagram it, whatever. And so that was the challenge. How can we create this gift that will be cool enough, memorable enough to create excitement from celebrities to go so that they'll, on their own personal accounts, blast this out. So yes, it was the swag bag, but it was also a display case for this expensive set of headphones. And as I mentioned earlier about the alcohol box, my case was probably more expensive per unit than the headphones. But the packaging, as we all know, sells and reinforces the message inside. So this case was a clear lift-off lid case. The headphones were mounted on the JBL logo as an exclamation point. And so it was a custom exclamation point, fully logoed and printed all around this exclamation point. Headphones mounted on that with the lift-off lid. So the presentation was such that when this thing arrived, and the other cool thing about my packaging is that it feels like a gift. So when something comes to your house, it doesn't matter whether you hope to receive it or are expecting to receive it or not. If you get something from UPS or FedEx or even the mail, there's a certain level of excitement to open that up, especially if you're not expecting it. In this case, the celebrities, open the box, they lift out this beautiful packaging, and because it was in a plastic lid, you can see what's inside of it. So anyway,
right,
the buzz was incredible, way beyond the expectations of JBL and the ad agency who I had created this for.
That's awesome. I wish I would have got some JBL headphones. I guess I need to learn how to dunk.
We need to be better friends with Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. I take care of my people.
I know you do.
Well, that's awesome, man. And there were NBA players that were tweeting like pictures of that stuff. That's really cool.
Yeah, and and all of my customers are important to me, but it's certainly fun for me when I can see these celebrities and the name brands are fun and exciting. I did a box for Dwayne Wade, and again, I'm unlike you. I'm not a big basketball fan. I'm a football guy, but I can certainly appreciate greatness, and I know Dwayne Wade is a great player. But I did this box. I know you hadn't asked me about this, but there's this new line of clothing. So another one of my customers is called Mission. They do cooling towels and athletic apparel and things like that. And they had this new line where it would reflect. The lights hit reflective inks on the clothing, and it. I don't know what the purpose or why you want it to reflect, but that was their gimmick. And they wanted a box that was branded around Dwayne Wade because he wears this apparel. To create some excitement, like it's flashing, it's a strobe light, it's that kind of thing. So that they came to me and said, "What kind of direct mail piece can you do for us?" And so this box, which is basically a corrugated box but tricked out, they had a magnetic flap. You open it up, and the trick to this was it had to flash. So I've got these little blinking lights mounted on the inside lid. So when you open the lid, it's in a random pattern of flashing lights, strobe lights flashing at you, and then inside are all of the clothing items that, as the lights hit them, you're seeing the reflection, the effect of the reflection on the clothing. Same customer, their performance wear wicks away sweat, which everybody wants. And they wanted a kit that would show, and it was called Vapor Active was their brand. How do you show that it vaporizes your sweat? I did a dry ice kit that again contained the clothing.
Oh, that's cool.
Dry ice underneath, and when you and literally they wanted this kit to arrive frozen, so that when Brendan and Tom open this kit, not only does it freeze your hands, but you open it up and the vapor will evaporate and kind of blast you in the face. I mean, they really wanted this thing to make an extreme impact. So we used the dry ice, sent these kits out overnight. Took a lot of testing to make sure that we didn't want these kits to show up and have the ice be gone and for it to fail in reality, but it did not. I've got a really cool video of these kits literally opening up and they're frozen to the touch. And as you open this thing, you get this blast of coolness in your face. And then as you lift, it had another lift off piece that would reveal the clothing, and you could just see the dry ice fumes. Anyway, those are the kinds of things that.
You don't forget opening that package.
No, that's awesome. That is totally awesome. Like, what a really cool, creative way to do something like that.
Yeah, that's where you mentioned, like, those it takes a lot of dialogue and a lot of conversation to get to that final solution. So back to the girl asking me yesterday, what's the procedure? It's like, there is none. We just kind of figure it out as we go. And if people have the time and the patience for us to arrive, and it may take 5 minutes, or it may take us weeks to figure out what is going to be the perfect solution. But that's what I'm good at, and that's where Sneller comes in. You know, as corny as it sounds, I love the end result. Is what I love. A thrilled customer, making them look good, making them shine, having whatever their objective is, their story is, whatever their product is, having that succeed for me. That's the reward. And oftentimes for me, because my items are things you can hold in your hand, for me, the sample and the solution and the story that I'm telling you guys, that's the reward. So that's what I love. I do love helping people succeed, because of course it comes back and helps me succeed as well. So I do love marketing, and I love executing people's marketing ideas.
If you want to create something amazing, go to snellercreative.com.
That's what you do.
I love it.
Hey, this has been a lot of fun. We'll do it again.
Thanks.
You got some great insights, some great stories. I love to hear about all these, neat products that you put out there. So thanks again to Jeff Snell, snellercreativepromotions.com.
This has been Create Something Amazing, a Sneller Creative podcast. Make your business memorable. Go to snellercreative.com. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more episodes to find out what Sneller Creative can do for you. Create Something Amazing, the podcast produced by thepodcastproshop.com.